so hot show.
Hola chicas und chicos. Don't hate me. Welcome to Not So Hot Show. Find a note. Welcome to Not So Hot Show, where we talk about things that are not hot, like Wendy's demise. But we make it funny. Not at her expense, obviously. She's my queen. I would never do that to my Wendy. But not gonna lie, part of what I'm doing is inspired by Wendy. Wendy Williams, how did it come here? Jesus fucking Christ. Everybody knows this New York queen slash bitch. Somebody likes her, somebody fucking hates her guts, like Whitney Houston.
So Whitney, as far as you stand with drug use, is there drug use going on at this present time?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney. You.
No, you're not talking to me. I'm a mother.
Mariah Carey.
And that was before your breast implants and everything like that.
Wendy, honey, don't even make me start cursing.
Beyonce.
You know Beyonce can't talk. Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk.
But it's clear that the group is Beyonce and the girls, so why don't you just go solo? No disrespect to the other girls, but we see how things are shaping up. You guys are on TV, the camera stays on you. You get the hottest Dior, they get your leftovers. And, that's a compliment to you. Why don't you just go solo?
Puff Daddy. Actually, she pissed off a bunch of celebrities. Oh, and of course, Omarosa.
Now, did you have a nose job?
No.
It looks like you had a nose job.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just looked at before and after. And on that note, thank you for coming on my show.
But she's not a celebrity, so it doesn't really matter. If you don't know much about Wendy, she started on the radio back when she was in college. One thing about Wendy, she had no filter. She would talk shit on the radio about a lot of celebrities, and a lot of people got her fired, especially I think P. Diddy was really pissed at her because she's been talking about P. Diddy before Cassie came out and other men that apparently he allegedly raped, coerced to sex, and other things like that. Actually, also she pissed off, what's his name, Tupac.
Fat ass, you fat troll. Anybody ever see Wendy Williams' fat ass?
Basically, she pissed off the whole rap community as well. It's insane. She's been fired from a couple of radio shows from being unapologetically herself and talking shit. Not all, of course, what she says is true, but a lot of it is, coming through grapevines. So Wendy came to find her show, Wendy Williams, and it was a huge success. And that's how I discovered her. I was still in high school when I found her out by accident on YouTube, and then it was like my routine. So basically I would always watch her before I went to school. Her show is always taped, I think, in the morning, and then they release it in the evening, and then in the evening New York time is in Kazakhstan morning time. So I would get my fucking gossip tea from Wendy in the morning, and it was such a fucking blessing. Her delivery was always on point. She's incredibly funny and witty, and she's so fast here, it's just insane. Part of what she does kind of influenced me as a personality as well. I'm also ruthless, but not as much as her, because 2024, you cannot be like, should he die? Clap if you think he should die.
Clap if you have social anxiety. I kind of feel for you.
Kind of a thing, you know what I mean? Wendy was known to be problematic. Maybe she spoke a bit too much sometimes, pissed off a bunch of people.
Turn off the TV for a moment, Mama June. Because I'm about to talk about you and your fat family.
But, she was doing what she was doing, and she was the only one who was doing that. The sad thing is, over the years when I was watching her, even before her show was canceled, I started noticing how she became forgetful. She was not as witty. She was a little bit like all over the place all the time, and her delivery wasn't as good. Like if you watch her earlier shows and her later shows, you can see the difference.
Tommy Mottola was the one who discovered Mariah, molded her, and made her who she is today. So this is your fault, Tommy? I'm playing. On one hand, I don't want her making any more music because I don't feel like learning any more new songs. But on the other hand, I think it's fabulous that she's making more music because it'll just take her mind off her troubles. She thinks she's doing something by going to the studio and belting out stuff. And she'll probably call in some dusty rappers to do the one-twos.
That was the Wendy that I've known. And then this is, I think, a couple of seasons before her show got canceled. Look how different she is here.
And my assistant, the chief, packed a bag of stuff, but in the bottom of the bag was a bottle of Brown.
Exactly. Anyways, one thing I didn't like about Wendy was her husband, because he seemed very like just stupid to me. I don't know. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't sharp. Nothing was special about him. He had this mistress for such a long time. He bought his mistress home right next to Wendy's. Not Wendy's home. She was much younger. Of course, she's prettier, younger. Her husband gets her, spends a bunch of money on her, gets her cars. And don't tell me Wendy didn't know about it. Wendy knew the whole time that her husband had a mistress. But I think she was okay that he was cheating. She was not happy about it, but she was okay because she didn't want him to leave her because she was lonely and she had no one else besides him. You know what I mean? It's a lonely business. Not that she didn't have any friends or she wasn't pleasant. But, you know, when you're that high of a celebrity, it's a lonely world because, you know, you cannot trust anyone because everybody will sell you out. You know what's the funniest thing? She would deny the fact that the husband's cheating to everyone. She's like,
I am married. I am Mrs. Hunter.
Until the mistress got pregnant and she had a baby. And that's when Wendy started spiraling out of control. Missing her shows, coming really drunk with a broken arm. It was really weird to watch, and the shows became from funny, witty to just plainly uncomfortable.
Al doesn't want her. This is all for plotline. Danielle is smart. She knows the score.
A bunch of other talk show hosts started subbing her, and until it became Sherry Shepherd's show. I don't know how Sherry Shepherd is doing. She's not Wendy, obviously, and Wendy's not Sherry Shepherd, so they're two different people, two different shows. And the question was, hey, what's going on with Wendy? She's gonna be okay. In between her not being on her shows and then other people subbing her, she was in rehab, in sober house, you know, coming in and out. The next thing you know, the show is canceled. The next thing you know, she is in her apartment. She's doing well, not well.
Also, I know Oz. I know, you know, many people. Lymphedema is this. Do you see this right here? Look.
Okay.
No, look closely.
She sometimes appears on TMZ saying, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna make a huge comeback. I'm gonna have a podcast. It's gonna be Wendy Experience. It's gonna be this whole thing. Then you hear horrible shit that her jewelrist become her manager. Imagine, her jewelrist became her manager. The Wendy I know would never do that. She fired everyone from her old team. After so many years of her being gone, she gets this Lifetime documentary talking about her. I couldn't really watch it. I cannot see Wendy like that, you know, like especially when you see somebody in their prime and then you see them sort of kind of weaker, right? It kind of breaks your heart. That's why it's so horrible to see your parents age, especially if you live abroad and then you come back and you see your mom and dad being a little slow or being a little like less energetic. It just breaks your heart. Same goes here, you know. She thinks she's still gonna come back, but you know, she has been diagnosed with dementia and she has this disease where she cannot properly formulate a speech. Like in her head it's fine, but the connection between her head and her like basically tongue where she speaks out the speech, it's just like it's not there. So what she speaks is sort of gibberish, which I think is the worst kind of punishment you can have as somebody who has a talk show. You know what I mean? That's what she does for a living. She talks shit about other people. She's funny, she's witty, and she cannot do that anymore. Whenever you have money and then you're in a weak position, sharks fucking come in the water. Everybody's abusing her money. Her ex-husband, the one who's with the mistress, had a baby, wants her to pay alimony. Obviously she can't anymore, but he still wants money. He says he's broke. Basically, nobody knows where Wendy is currently. She used to live in New York, but she had to sell that apartment. She lives somewhere nobody knows where. There's rumors that she's living in Switzerland, which is funny. She cannot call anyone. She can only call them, and it only happens very rarely. It's a whole thing. So basically what her family wants is obviously to get control of Wendy so that they can take care of Wendy, basically, right? The question is who's basically abusing her bank account, right? That's why Wells Fargo closed her account. And the son is denying that, niece is denying that, like everyone's denying to, you know, trying to abuse Wendy and her money and her situation, which do I 100% believe? No. It kind of depends what kind of family it is, but I know that she was never talking to her brother, for instance, Wendy. You know, they might have the best of intentions, but at the end of the day, sometimes your family can be the worst enemy. Look at Britney Spears, right? Who was at the end of the day to put her into conservatorship was her dad, who was abusing her bank account, her dad, in the team with another evil woman, right? But it's a mess. So the question is this the end of Wendy Williams? Unfortunately, yes. I don't think she's gonna come back. I don't think with the disease she has or she is not the same. Like it's painful to watch, honestly. It's knowing that she still struggles with alcohol abuse, and when somebody came with a bottle of vodka, whatever it was, and she's like, get out, get out.
Did you drink this whole thing today? Yes. No. But, okay, let's just have a quick conversation about this. Don't you feel like maybe this is a bit excessive? I don't know if you need this right now.
Why?
Because we have a lot of business.
I'm not
going
drunk.
on. I know you said you was drunk, but I just don't know if this is a good idea. But I'm just gonna put it downstairs and keep it cool.
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
A lot of people say it's karma, which is kind of mean to say. I understand where they come from when they say it's karma. Sometimes you have to understand, she's one of a kind. She did what she did. She had no filter and it was fucking great and people loved her, you know, at least some of them. And I did love her because she said it how she meant it. She was the real fucking queen, and she was right about Chris Brown. She was right about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. She was right about P. Diddy. She was right about a lot of celebrities, you know, because what would be the best course for Wendy currently? It's hard to tell because her son is like 20 something and I'm sure he wants to live his life instead of constantly being at care of his mother, which is, you know, it's kind of a lot of responsibility for a 20-year-old young adult who wants to just live life. Obviously he does. I think she should be in the care of her family, definitely, and they should get a helper that will help Wendy around, just keep her away from alcohol, any other drugs, and that's it. That's all you can do. Okay, Google, does dementia kill you early?
According to Medical News Today, dementia lowers a person's life expectancy, but most dementia-related deaths are due to the underlying cause or complications resulting from dementia. The risk of death include malnourishment, infection, and serious injuries from falls and other accidents.
She has like thousands of health issues. She has lymphedema, she has this thyroid disease, she has dementia, and her life expectancy, I don't think it's going to be that long. With all, even the best healthcare, you know, dementia does kind of shorten your lifespan. And if she continues drinking, obviously that even shortens it more. I wish the best for the Queen Wendy. I'm really, really sad that she was taken away from us this early. I think this like extreme downfall where she was sort of okay and then she completely fell down, I do blame her husband for that. Her ex-husband and the mistress of having a baby, it completely took a toll on her and she was never the same after that. Yeah, she's going to be missed. There's not going to be another Wendy Williams. Nobody entertained me as much as she ever did. Like, I trying to search someone just like Wendy Williams who says what she means, but I couldn't find any. If you have any suggestions, let me know if there's somebody like that. Thank you so much for watching this episode. My name is Akma, and this has been Not So Hot Show. Today's topic was a bit sad. It wasn't funny. I'm sorry. I lied to you. It's not gonna be funny. It wasn't funny. Yeah. Except, yeah, it wasn't funny. Except P. Diddy getting his justice. I mean, Cassie getting his justice on P. Diddy. Yeah. But anyways, ciao, and see you next episode.
So Hot Show.
That's hot. No, it's not. Like, literally.